I just heard some really ugly talk about a really beautiful Mr. Rogers song. Do you remember this one?
Some are fancy on the outside. Some are fancy on the inside. Yes, sir, everybody's fancy. Everybody's fine. Your body's fancy, and so is mine.
It's called Everybody's Fancy. Mr. Rogers wrote it in 1967, and he sang it on TV more than 50 times. I remember it from when I watched Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood as a kid in the 80s. It's a song that's about teaching kids to be comfortable with their bodies and with themselves. At least that's what I think it's about. Turns out there are some jerks on the internet who feel otherwise. Whenever trans people come up on the internet, or PBS, or Mr. Rogers, they love to post this song. They love to claim that it proves he was a transphobe, like they are. Usually they cut out that first verse, and they just go with the second and the third.
Boys are boys from the beginning. Girls are girls right from the start. Everybody's fancy. Everybody's fine. Your body's fancy, and so is mine. Only girls can be the mummies. That's right. Only boys can be the daddies. Everybody's fancy. Everybody's fine. Your body's fancy, and so is mine.
Then they're all kapow, pwned. Mr. Rogers loved all children except for trans ones. But think about it for a second. Do you think that in 1967, Fred Rogers, Presbyterian minister, kind-hearted man, sat down at his piano and said, I am going to write a song to stick it to these dang trans kids? Of course he didn't. For one thing, in 1967, it had probably never occurred to Fred Rogers that trans kids existed. He had probably never knowingly met a trans adult. He was very supportive of his queer coworkers. But in 1967, it was dangerous to be trans. Most trans people were just trying to be safe, and the main way that they were trying to be safe was by hiding. But leave that question aside. What is the idea? What is the refrain that punctuated every single episode of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood? It's something that you could probably almost say along with him.
You always make each day such a special day. You know how? By just your being you. Only one person in this whole world like you. That's you yourself. I'll be back next time. Bye-bye.
Nothing was more important to Fred Rogers than teaching children to be accepting of themselves as their creators made them. Fred Rogers was a minister. His ministry was honoring children and their experiences of the world.
I think you're a special person, and I like your ins and outsides. Yes, sir, everybody's fancy. Everybody's fine. Your body's fancy, and so is mine.
But you know, as a different member of the woke police used to say, you don't have to take my word for it. Because it turns out that this song got re-released on CD in the 1990s. And when it did, Rogers actually rewrote and re-recorded it to clarify it. So you remember those lines, only girls can be mommies and only girls can be daddies? The ones that the transphobes love to say proves that Mr. Rogers was one of them? Well, he took out the onlys. He wanted to clarify, this is a song about inclusivity, not exclusivity.
That I think some are fancy on the outside, some are fancy on the inside. Everybody's fancy, everybody's fine. Your body's fancy, and so is mine.
And what about that other part? Boys are boys from the beginning, girls are girls from the beginning. Well, I'm a cisgender man. I know that I have been a boy from the beginning. And you know what? Trans men have been a boy from the beginning too. Maybe they had to figure something out about themselves. Maybe others made bad assumptions about them, but they have always been who they are. Trans women too. This is a song about loving yourself as you are, as you were created. Everybody is fancy. Everybody is fine. Mr. Rogers is gone. We can't ask him about trans kids any more than we can ask him about Olivia Rodrigo or about the Cubs winning the World Series. But there is one thing that I know Mr. Rogers would tell trans kids, because it is the same thing that he told all kids.
But it's you I like, every part of you. Your skin, your eyes, your feelings, whether old or new. I hope that you'll remember, even when you're feeling blue, that it's you I like, it's you yourself, it's you, it's you I like. And it is you I like, Jeff.
Thank you, Fred.